Hi guys, it's Nigel at 𝘆𝗵𝗶𝗴. I wanted to welcome you to my first market comment of the year of 26 and reflect on 25 because it had its usual budgets, didn't it? It had wars, economic and political issues, which all conspired to try and derail the housing market, which actually gently went upward in trajectory last year. And although, as ever, it remained resilient, there was an increase in supply of, I would say, pressurized sellers last year, especially in quarter 1 and 2, with a nervousness, especially from these buyers, but that led to a glut of properties for sale in those first 2 quarters. There was a slower sales cycle, I would say, in the 3rd and 4th quarter, but that was prompted by reluctance to buy ahead of what could have been a groundbreaking or shaking November budget, which only exacerbated this. Now look, the budget's behind, all brakes are off. Many of the properties that have been sticking in the autumn, I've noticed price reductions have started happening on agents' books. Some of those are also selling, so that's good. Obviously, we expect more properties to come onto the market now because we're going to be entering the spring market. So, the smart money will be on that homeowners, I would say, that starts to put their properties on now. I know, yes, it's cold, the evenings are still dark, and the gardens aren't looking their best, but there are thousands of buyers, the sellers that should have bought last year and they didn't. Now they're well informed of the current stock levels, so they've seen all the same old stock on the market. But these buyers, they're excited to see new listings. Now think about that. You've got a new listing, you go on the market, they'll be willing to pay good prices as well because they know that any property new to the market now is unlikely to, let's say, take an offer. Well, the seller is unlikely to take a lower offer as well, so they will buy quickly. Additionally, the great indirect benefit for you as a seller is that I'm thinking that, as soon as you go under offer, peeps, you're going to be in pole position as a genuinely hot buyer. Now, those properties coming onto the market in spring, you've got ahead of your curve, they cannot be bought by sellers or people that haven't sold. So, you're going to be in a strong position, you're going to be under offer. You're going to, as long as your buyer is serious, they've got their mortgage in place or the cash finances in place, you'll be looked as a strong buyer by these local estate agents, including us. Now you should have then a good selection of properties to choose from in that spring market, and coming from a position of strength, I think that's really important. Now look, I'll keep you updated with the housing market. My little cue for anybody looking to sell now is get yourself on in January and February, get ahead of that curve. Get yourself in a strong position because others won't be, but you'll also get a decent price because you're going to stand out and excite those buyers that are out there looking now. I've already seen it. We've already sold a couple this week. So look, any questions, you can always give me a little nudge. It's me at 𝘆𝗵𝗶𝗴. Feel free to give me a call on 707 342. But it's good to see you all, and I'll keep you updated.